can't lie, everyone. This has been a really good year for gaming so far. We've had Split Fiction, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Death Stranding 2, Mario Kart World, Claroscure, Expedition 33, just to name a few games so far. In the addition of Hell Is Us, it looks like this year is only going to get better and better. The demo for this game, it was incredible. This game has a ton of potential, and honestly, I'm curious to see how far it goes when it launches later this year. Because here's the thing, since its reveal, Hell Is Us has been a complete mystery, a dark experimental action RPG that dares to do things a lot different. And after playing hours of the opening section and some mid-game dungeons, I understand it. I fully understand Rogue's Faction's weird ambition vision to make a game that's completely unlike anything we've seen so far. So today I'm gonna break down everything you need to know, how the story and setting pulls you in, why exploration feels so tense and rewarding, how combat system might make or break the game, and why Hell Is Us could be one of 2025's most unique games or fall short trying. So let's dive in. This game did not come out of nowhere. Hell Is Us was first announced back in April 2022, and my first thought, this looks exactly like Death Stranding but with swords, and honestly I was not that far off. The studio behind this game is Rogue Factor, known for Mordenheim and Necromunda. This is the biggest leap that they've had yet. Originally the game was supposed to release in 2023, then it went completely silent and we didn't hear anything about it until Sony brought it back earlier this year at the State of Play. From day one, the devs have been saying something bold. They want to challenge modern gaming's obsession with hand-holding. So what they did, this game has no waypoints, no map clutter, and no glowing breadcrumbs leading you to your objective. Instead, this game really wants you to think, to explore, and to slow down and pay attention to every little detail. And honestly, that's really refreshing, but I do worry that that might be a little too much to put in the hands of players, but only time will tell. So what is Hell Is Us really about? It takes place sometime in the distant future in a country called Haida, a land wrecked by civil war, but human conflict isn't the only horror here. A mysterious disaster has unleashed creatures known as Hollow Walkers, monstrous beings that feels like something out of Evangelion fused with Silent Hill, and their purpose is really unknown.
Then they took him away. Mother said I couldn't play outside anymore.
You play as Remy, a peacekeeper searching for his missing parents. That's the core narrative. You're not saving the world. You're just a human being trying to survive and piece together the truth of a land where hope is a dying ember. The game doesn't waste your time spoon-feeding you lore. It throws you right into the chaos from the very start. You walk around burnt villages, shattered monuments, and haunting landscapes, and you have to figure it out. It's grim, it's very heavy and dark, and that's what makes the game work. This is where Hell Is Us really separates itself from the crowd. Exploration is very slow and methodical, sometimes frustrating, but in a way that feels intentional. Again, there's no waypoints, no magical compass, no map clutter. If you want to find out your next objectives, you have to pay attention to the game. You need to talk to NPCs that you don't know you can trust, read notes, study landmarks, and uses Remy's data map for fragments of intel. For example, at one point I found a village called Yova burnt down to the ground. I spoke with the orphan hiding in the ruins. That conversation led me to a monument in the mountains tied to an ancient civilization, and at first it felt really disconnected and like a whole nother story in itself, but those threads didn't matter. They led to upgrades, hidden lore, and resources that can make a difference between life and death in your exploration. If you loved how Outer Worlds made you think, or if you enjoyed the detective elements in The Witcher 3, you'll really enjoy this game. But if you hate feeling lost, or you really don't want to think that much, this might drive you insane. Now let's talk combat, because this game isn't just an investigation game. This game actually has a surprising amount of combat into it. On the surface, it looks just like a Souls-like game. You got stamina, dodge rolls, and heavy swings, but there's a big twist to it. Your health bar and the stamina bar is on the same bar, one shared bar. Every hit you take, not only does it drop your health, it drains your ability to fight. You lose too much, you're slower, you're weaker, and one mistake away from death. This forces you to have a very different mindset in your combat. You can't just spam attacks. You have to manage resources like your life depend on it, because it does. Then there is a mechanic called Limbic Pulse. Think of it like Neo's 1 and 2 Key Pulse. Hit it at the right time after a combo and you'll regain some health and stamina based on follow-up strikes. It's very high risk and high reward that helps you out in this game because there are very little health items. And as far as the enemies, simply terrifying. The Hollow Walkers feel like a living nightmare. They're abstract and grotesque shapes that move in ways that make your skin crawl. Some even summon reinforcements that forces you to switch strategies mid-fight. And here's the catch. The combat is a little bit of a learning curve. Some testers said that wave-based enemy encounters can feel too long and almost exhausting. And cutting these enemies down take way too long. That can be a bit jarring and unfun. And again, because resources are very limited in this game, every mistake stings hard. However, but when you do master it, it feels really incredible and rewarding. Dungeons are where Hellas Us really goes full dark fantasy. Each one is handcrafted, tied to human emotions, grief, rage, obsession. You'll face puzzles with zero hints, boss fights that hiss like a truck, and some dungeons even feature multiple bosses, each designed as a narrative set piece. Solving these challenges feels satisfying because nothing is handed to you. When you beat a boss in this game, you don't feel strong, you feel really smart. Now I gotta keep it real, this game isn't gonna be for everybody. If you hate feeling lost, this unguided approach will test your patience. Combat pacing sometimes can be clunky, especially if waves drag too long. And again, the health stamina shared bar, brilliant but kind of brutal. I don't know if people are ready for that yet. The devs have already said they're making some adjustments to some of these things based off of the beta testers' feedback. Whether they find the right balance is going to be the big question when the game releases.
Looks like I need to adjust the dosage. Start over.
So only what time will tell. Hell of Us is bold, it's very strange and unique. It's not afraid to push against the trends that make modern games feel like a theme park. Will it succeed, or will it be too niche to compete in a year full of giants like Assassin's Creed or Monster Hunter Wilds? Again, only time will tell, but I'm very interested to see how it does. But one thing we know for sure, this game is gonna be on my radar, and if you love atmospheric world, survival-based combat, and games that make you think, it should be on your radar too. So what do you guys feel? Is Hell of Us gonna be a sleeper hit in 2025? Or is it gonna be too niche that's gonna make people pass on it? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you wanna see me live on Twitch, link is in the description. Until next time, stay safe, stay smart, and stay alpha.